Love her or loathe her, and there are plenty in both camps, Margaret Thatcher has won a place in parliamentary history, honoured with a statue in the Commons members' lobby alongside Churchill, Attlee and Lloyd George. And she clearly liked what she saw.
The House has done me a great honour by commissioning this fine and imposing statue. I might have preferred iron, but bronze will do.
Many former Tory ministers turned up to see the £80,000 statue, a cross-party gesture to mark the contribution of the country's first woman premier. From the drawing board to public plinth, it's been a painstaking 4-year process. True to form, Lady Thatcher played an active role, sitting 3 times for the sculptor Antony Dufort and offering advice on her speaking style and mannerisms.
Don't forget her own people were behind.
I felt it was very important to consult her and to find out what it felt like from her point of view to be Baroness Thatcher giving a major speech. And she demonstrated hand gestures, how she held her papers, how she distributed her weight in a long speech. She would move imperceptibly from one foot to another. It was terribly helpful.
Order! Prepared to defend the rights of the United Kingdom Parliament? No, for all that the right honourable gentleman said.
The idea was to portray Margaret Thatcher as she was at the end of her premiership in 1990. That final Commons speech, a political tour de force, proved inspirational to the creative process.
I noticed that she had wide cheekbones, a very finely chiselled part to the underside of the nose, around the nostrils, very sort of full lips, you know, a very good, strong, but at the same time quite delicate bone structure, and very fine skin as well. So I mean, it's an interesting face, you know, even if it wasn't Baroness Thatcher, it'd be an interesting face to sculpt.
The statue was hundreds of hours in the making, created in secrecy at the artist's Cotswold studio. First from scale model to the full-size 7'6" figure, a process which needed precision engineering. Then a complex moulding process in plaster and later in wax, and finally delivery to the foundry in London which cast the statue. Antony Dufort using a chisel to put the finishing touches to his creation before giving it a final, careful polish. To anyone who's ever seen Margaret Thatcher in action, this is an instantly recognisable pose. Papers in hand, finger jabbing to drive a point home. It's the essence of the Iron Lady, captured in bronze.
You turn if you want to. The lady's not for turning. No, no, no.
To some, she's the woman who put the great back in Britain. To many others, though, she's the leader who threw a generation on the scrap heap and bitterly divided the country. Nonetheless, her friends say she deserves her place on the pedestal.
Some people may have found her divisive, but I think there's no doubt she changed the face of Britain. And I think she changed it undoubtedly for the better. 3 times Prime Minister, 11 years as Prime Minister. That's very remarkable by any standards.
Even so, the MPs who commissioned the statue were taking no chances, mindful of the beheading of a previous figure. This one was smuggled into the Commons under cover of darkness and kept tightly wrapped as it was lifted by crane into position on the plinth.
Most Prime Ministers are divisive in one way or the other, but she was a remarkable figure, and I think people from across the political divide recognise the fact that she belongs in the members' lobby.
A new leader's in charge now. David Cameron's been accused of dumping Lady Thatcher's legacy, but he can spot a photo opportunity for the party faithful when he sees one.